What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over my top 10 list for New Comic Book Day, May 11th, 2022. This was a killer week of new comics. We had a ton of new series come out, and I'm so excited to talk about them with you, so let's jump right into it. Alright everybody, super quick, before I get started off on this week's top 10 list, I want to give a huge shout out to the community. Thank you guys so much for all of the constant support. I love making these videos and I love talking comics with you guys. And if you are enjoying the content, be sure to hit that thumbs up button because it really does help out. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And now before I get started off on this week's top 10 list, as always, just be aware, there's definitely going to be spoilers. I get very excited talking about these books. I let some stuff slip up, but I do put a spoiler tag down below to give you a heads up that I'm about to get a little bit deeper into the book. So to kick this list off first, we've got coming in at number 10, this is Marvel's new series. We've got Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, issue number 1. This is cover A. I was honestly really looking forward to this one. I read a few of the other Black, White, and Blood series. I think I read Deadpool, Carnage, maybe Wolverine, I think an issue for Elektra as well, and out of all of them, I knew Carnage was going to be cool, but I was really hyped for this one. I really didn't think it was all that good. It was 3 short stories, and I really didn't think any of the stories were all that good. The artwork was pretty decent for the most part. One of the stories, I think the second one, maybe the third one, probably had the best artwork. None of the stories were really that memorable. And for it to be a Black, White, and Blood series, I was expecting just a little bit more from Moon Knight. I was expecting a lot of just violence and action, some gore, because you know it is a Black, White, and Blood series. Not really a whole lot of blood. Just my opinion, I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with any of those short stories. Let's talk about it a little bit more down below, but for those reasons, we've got Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood, issue number 1 coming in at number 10. And next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 9, this is Marvel's Hulk vs. Thor, Banner of War, Part 1 Alpha. This is cover A. You guys already know I'm not a fan of the Hulk series at all. I'm not really enjoying the Thor series all that much either, so what do you get when you put both those characters together? Another mediocre series in my opinion. I didn't really think this was all that good. I kind of, in my opinion, was more thinking of it as a why, like what is the relevance of this, the importance of it? Is he just trying to capitalize not just on 2 very popular characters, but 2 characters that he's also writing right now? But like I said, I don't really like the Hulk series at all. I think the Thor series is okay. This one ties kind of directly into both those series. That's another thing that's kind of letting me down because I was going to drop the Hulk series, but since I believe it's set at the end of this one, the next one that this story continues in is Thor 26 or 27, whatever the next Thor issue is. But now that they're all being tied together, I kind of feel as though I need to read it. I really like the artwork. I absolutely love the action in it. But as far as the story goes, it's the same problem that I'm having with Thor and Hulk. I just don't really see a story or a good story at that. Hulk, in my opinion, has absolutely no story going on right now. Thor, it has picked up. The last arc was better than a lot of the other ones. They always start off so strong and they just completely fizzle out. So with all that being said, this issue, in my opinion, straight action. There was a little bit story. I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with it. We did get left on a very cool cliffhanger, so I am excited to see at least where they go with it, but I don't know. Just not for me, not my thing. I understand a lot of people do love it. They love Donny Cates. They love the stuff he's writing. Just doesn't work with me all that much, but I would like to talk about it more down below with you guys. But for those reasons, we've got Hulk vs. Thor, Banner of War, Part 1 Alpha coming in at number 9. Next up on my list this week, we've got coming in at number 8, this is Marvel's What If Miles Morales Became the Hulk? Issue number 3, this is cover A. I had really high hopes for this issue. I'm a huge fan of Miles. I'm a huge fan of the What If stuff. I really liked the first 2 issues as well. The first one, he became Captain America. The second one, he became Wolverine. So for him to become the Hulk, I was really excited. I thought, you know, Miles is going to become the Hulk. He's going to be big, green, angry. He's going to be destroying the city, just, you know, fighting the bad guys. And it really wasn't that at all. So in that sense, it was kind of a letdown. You really didn't see him Hulk out at all. And I really wanted to see that. Instead, we still had a very well-told story. It turned more into kind of a therapy session. You know, Miles is sitting down and he's working through his inner problems. Like, why are you angry? Why are you upset? Why are these things bothering you when they're out of your control? You shouldn't let it bother you to the point where, you know, you turn big, green, and angry. And I thought to myself, man, while this isn't what I wanted, this is still an extremely good story. It's one of those where you're done with it and it kind of sits with you like, man, why would something like that bother me when it's out of my control? I just need to go about my day and enjoy what I have in front of me and enjoy just, you know, the things I do have. I loved it for those reasons, but I still, you know, I kind of wanted him to just Hulk out and just destroy everything, you know, like a Hulk story. It's a what if. I would have liked that a little bit more. Still very good though, but for those reasons, we've got coming in at number 8, we have What If Miles Morales Became the Hulk, issue number 3. And next up this week, we've got coming in at number 7. This is Marvel's new series. We've got Captain America, Symbol of Truth, issue number 1. This is cover A. I went into this one with lower expectations. I actually really like that issue 0 that they came out with, I think, 2 weeks ago now. Different artwork in this one, still very nice art. But overall, I thought the story was very well done. Extremely well paced. I really like the action. I like just the Falcon. Well, I guess Captain America now. There is another Falcon in this series right now. But everything that happened, we had a nice beginning, middle, and end. We got some backstory on these characters. It really set the plot up nicely. They built up some villains. We got a little love interest side thing going on at the same time. For a first issue, I thought it was very jam-packed with just everything. It was a lot to kind of take in, but at the same time, it was very well done. I usually don't highly recommend a lot of Marvel series, especially as of late. I just got done frying, I think, the last 3 of them at this point. But this one, if you had a little bit lighter of a week, you were interested in some Captain America stuff, getting started on a brand new series, definitely give this one a shot. But for those reasons, we've got Captain America, Symbol of Truth, issue number 1, coming in at number 7. And now, folks, in my opinion, this is where the list really begins to shine. We've got coming in at number 6 this week. This is AWA's The Joneses, issue number 2. This is cover A. This was a phenomenal follow-up to that first issue. I'm a huge fan of this series so far. The artwork, the storytelling, the pacing, the development of the plot and the characters. It's only 2 issues deep, and they've done such a great job so far. However, I stand by it. If you have not read anything with the Reborns, none of the Resistance stuff, you can't just jump into this, though. You will be lost. I suggest, at the bare minimum, try and find a trade paperback for the Resistance and the Resistance Uprising. There are other series as well. There's Erratic, Moths, Telepaths, and I know there's a few other ones too, but if you're interested in this, at the bare minimum, just grab the Resistance and the Resistance Uprising. Now, as far as this issue goes, picks up right where the last one left off. We have our main family, the Joneses. They're still just trying to move forward. I don't want to spoil too much stuff for people who haven't read anything with the Reborns, but basically, the world does not like the Reborns. They treat them differently. If you're a Marvel fan, kind of think of them as just mutants. The regular civilians, they don't like the mutants. And now in this world, they don't like the Reborns either. But they're still trying to figure out how to go about their day-to-day. They don't want people to know that they have powers, but we got left on a nice little cliffhanger. There's something else out there that's going to be hunting these Reborns. I cannot wait to see it. So for those reasons, we've got the Joneses, issue number 2, coming in at number 6. And now we're down to the top 5 issues of the week. And folks, if you are enjoying the video so far, be sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. It really does help out. Now, we've got coming in at number 5 this week. This is AWA Studios, Devil's Highway, Volume 2, Issue number 1. This is the ARCOMICS exclusive. Yes, you heard that right. The ARCOMICS exclusive. I finally have my own cover. Javon Jordan, also known as Illust Illuminati, did this one. He did a phenomenal job. I love how it came out. So big thank you to him and just everybody over at AWA. I really appreciate this opportunity. I love how it came out. You've also got a phenomenal series on your hands as well. So I'm happy I was able to do this one too. If you are interested in the cover, I do still have some available. I've got trade dress, virgin variants, and I am doing sets of them too. All the information is down below. Reach out if you have any questions at all. Now, as far as this issue goes, I'm not going to be getting too in-depth with it, mainly because it is a volume 2. You absolutely need to read that first volume to understand what's going on in this one. Mainly for the character's sake, you're going to be lost, but also the story as well. Just a little bit of info on it. Man, it feels like we have it all. We've just got issues with the border. We've got a slew of murders. And it's a nice mystery detective series with a lot of other really cool stuff going on too. Let's talk about it more down below. Like I said, I'm really hyped for the cover, and I just don't want to spoil this one at all for anybody. So for those reasons, we've got Devil's Highway Volume 2, Issue number 1, coming in at number 5. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 4. This is Boom Studios' brand new series. We've got Grimm, issue number 1. This is cover A. So I've been extremely critical of Boom Studios as of late. I really haven't been enjoying almost any of their series. Outside of Something That's Killing the Children, I mean, House of Slaughter is okay. Alice Ever After had a pretty solid first issue, but Maw, Dark Blood, Eat the Rich, Berserker, none of those series are really that good. I didn't even finish, I think, most of them. Even Basilisk, I'm losing a little bit of interest in. But you know what? I thought I'm going to give it a shot anyway. It's a little bit lighter of a week. I saw some other people really hyping it up. I thought we'll see how it goes. I like the artwork, but I didn't really know what the story was about. As far as the first issue goes, it was fantastic. I think they really laid the groundwork as to where this story was going. I liked the beginning, the middle. I thought we got left on a very nice cliffhanger too. So a little bit about this story without getting too in-depth with it. This is our main character on the front, and I'm not calling her the Grim Reaper, but she is basically like the Grim Reaper. We had someone who ended up dying in the beginning of the issue, and she showed up. The dude didn't really believe that he was dead, but that's basically her job, is she goes and collects souls. Kind of sounds a little bit boring. There's a lot of other good stuff that happens too. They really do a lot of explaining. The artwork was fantastic as well. I'm not going to be spoiling anything, but like I said, if we got left on an awesome cliffhanger, and that's definitely where the story is going to be going. I'm excited for it. Congrats on this one. Let's talk about it more down below, but for those reasons, we've got Grimm issue number 1 coming in at number 4. And now we're down to the final 3 issues of the week. We've got coming in at number 3 this week. This is Image's Nocterra, issue number 10. This is cover A. I absolutely love this series. I cannot stop recommending it enough. Between the artwork, the action, the characters, the plot progression, I want to see these characters succeed so bad. I love this story. Seriously. I know I always say I highly recommend it, but this one, you need to grab the trade paperbacks. Just the development of the story is phenomenal. With this issue in particular, we still got a decent bit of action. There was a lot of just plot progression, storytelling in this one, but it is really setting up where the next issue is going to go. I think the next one is the end of the arc, so there's probably going to be just a big battle, but our main group, we got to see a little bit of light in this issue. They think they can fix the world. I want to see what this EOS is. I want to see what these big monsters are that they're planning. Like I said, you got to read this one for yourself. But for those reasons, we have coming in at number 3 this week, Nocterra, issue number 10. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 2. This is Aftershock's new volume. We've got Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside, issue number 1. This is cover A. You absolutely need to read the first volume to understand what's going on in this one. They did do a little bit of a recap, but admittedly, I did forget a lot of stuff that happened. It feels like forever since the last Bunny Mask issue came out, but the artwork, just the initial story for this one, I am so excited. This one really laid the groundwork. Like I said, they did a little bit of a recap. They're kind of just catching us up on where all the characters have been lately, what they've been up to, but we did get introduced to a new villain. I believe the name was The Hollow. We saw what she's all about. She kind of made just a civilian disappear. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. This was an awesome first issue. I seriously suggest reading that first volume, though, before you even consider picking this one up. That one's fantastic as well, but to truly understand this one, you need that one. But for those reasons, we've got the Bunny Mask, The Hollow Inside, issue number 1 coming in at number 2. And this is it, folks, my top read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is Image's brand new series. We've got 8 Billion Genies, issue number 1. This is a variant cover for it. This was a very last second pickup. I believe I even talked about it in the previews video, like, 8 Billion Genies, maybe I'll grab it. I'm going to see what the artwork looks like. It was a little bit lighter of a week. I picked it up, had zero expectations. The artwork looked pretty cool. As soon as I started reading, I thought, all right, this isn't a bad story. I don't exactly know where they're going with it. But as soon as we got to the genies and everything just kicked off, I was hooked. This was fantastic. If you didn't pick this one up, you better go back to that LCS. Hope they still have some on the shelves, and definitely give this one a check. Like I always say, this is always my opinion, but man, this was so different. It felt very unique. I always like the stories that just, it's not a superhero one, it's not a crime detective series, because those are always fun too, but the unique ones and the different ones always stand out to me. In this one, it's only an 8-issue mini run, but I feel like this is going to be such a good one when it's all said and done. So just to talk a little bit about it without giving everything away, we have our main group, they're sitting in a bar, and all of a sudden the entire world, everybody gets a genie and they get one wish, and that's what I'm leaving you with. Everything goes crazy from there, but for those reasons, we absolutely have 8 Billion Genies, issue number 1, coming in at number 1. So what'd you guys think about this week's new comic book day? Outside of Marvel, I thought it was a fantastic week. The indies, as always, killed it. Marvel, the issues were okay. The Captain America one I thought was pretty solid as far as the first issue goes. The What If Miles Morales one, I hoped for a little bit more, but the story itself was still good. The other two, they just didn't work for me. I'm not saying they weren't good, but they just weren't my thing. The indies, though, 8 Billion Genies, new Bunny Mask volume, AWA killed it as always. Such another fun week for new comic book day. Let me know down below in the comments section which books you picked up and which ones you think I missed out on. I want to know your top read of the week as well. And thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really does help out. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. I've got 2 more videos sitting off to the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.